No, my dears, gather round and let me share a tale that'll tug at your heartstrings like a gentle breeze stirring forgotten memories. And it's picture this. It's a crisp spring morning in 2023, right here in the bustling suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, where the dogwoods bloom pink as a baby's cheeks. And I'm standing in my cozy kitchen, still in my nurse's scrubs after a long night shift at Emory Hospital, and stirring a pot of grits for breakfast. The door flies open, and in storms my son, Tommy, eyes wild and bloodshot, demanding money for just one more fix. Before I can speak, he shoves me hard against the counter, now my hip bruising like overripe fruit. "You're worthless, Mom. Give me the cash or I'll take it." He snarls, his fist raised, and tears sting my eyes, but I whisper, "Tommy, please, I love you." Little did I know, that moment of raw pain was the beginning of a journey through hell and back, a story of a mother's unbreaking love, betrayal's bitter sting, and redemption's sweet dawn. In actions, buckle up, sweethearts. This is my story, told with the hope and courage that's carried me through 60 years of nursing wounds, in both in body and soul. Nasky. My name's Lucy Thompson. Folks at the hospital call me Nurse Lucy, the one with the gentle touch and endless patience, and always ready with a warm blanket or a listening ear for patients fighting for their lives. And at 60, I've spent 35 years as a registered nurse, caring for the sick and dying in Atlanta's busy wards, and from the ER chaos, where hearts stop and start again, to the oncology floors, where hope battles cancer's cruel grip. And born in a small Georgia town in 1965, I grew up amid the civil rights marches and Southern hospitality, and watching my mama tend to neighbors with homemade remedies and a prayer on her lips. She taught me that healing ain't just about medicine, it's about heart. And I worked my way through nursing school on scholarships and night shifts, slinging hash at a Waffle House, marrying my high school sweetheart, Robert, in '85 under a magnolia tree in full bloom. He was a mechanic, fixing cars, with hands as steady as his heart, and always coming home with grease under his nails and a smile that lit up our little ranch house like the 4th of July fireworks over Centennial Park. We had our daughter Sarah when I was 23, a fiery little thing with curls like mine and a laugh that could chase away storm clouds. And Tommy came 2 years later, my sturdy boy with Robert's blue eyes and a curiosity that had him taking apart toasters at age 5. Life was a blessing back then. Weekends at Lake Lanier and boating on the sparkling water with picnic baskets full of pimento cheese, sandwiches, and sweet tea. Thanksgivings with fried turkey and collard greens simmering on the stove, and pecan pie baking till the house smelled like heaven. Church on Sundays at First Baptist, where I'd sing "How Great Thou Art" in the choir. My voice lifting praises like a bird taking flight, and feeling God's grace wrap around us like a warm quilt. Robert and I dreamed big for our kids. College funds squirreled away, baseball games for Tommy at Turner Field, cheering the Braves, and dance recitals for Sarah where she'd twirl like a princess. We weren't rich, but in this American South, hard work and faith built a life full of simple joys. And with lady, but storms come, don't they crashing in when you least expect? Robert passed too soon in 2010, his heart given out during a routine, oil change at the shop gone in an instant, leaving me a widow at 45 with 2 teenagers to raise alone. And I threw myself into work, pulling double shifts at Emory to keep the lights on, hoping my love would be enough to guide them. Know how I prayed over their beds at night, whispering, "Lord, keep them safe from the world's temptations." But the opioid crisis sweeping Georgia like a wildfire caught 'em young pain pills from a high school party turned to street heroin, their eyes dulling from bright stars to hollow voids. They moved out in their early 20s, Sarah to a cramped apartment in Midtown, and Tommy to a buddy's couch in Decatur. But their visits home became my nightmare, not the joyful reunions I'd dreamed of. They'd come not for hugs or home-cooked meals, but for money and help their addictions, turning them into strangers I barely recognized. Each time, My heart would swell with sympathy, seeing the lost children beneath the monsters, but the abuse, and oh, it cut deep as a scalpel. Let me paint one scene for you, dears, so vivid you'll feel the sting yourself. And it was a humid August evening in 2022, the kind where the air hangs heavy like a wet blanket, and cicadas screaming their summer song outside my window. And Sarah sauntered in unannounced, her once beautiful curls matted and greasy, smelling of cigarette smoke and desperation. "Hey, old lady," she sneered, kicking off her scuffed boots onto my clean rug, the one I'd saved from overtime hours. "And I need cash, 500. Now my dealer's waitin'." Her eyes, bloodshot from whatever poison coursed through her veins, narrowed at me as I stood by the stove, stirring a pot of chicken and dumplings, the steam risin' like my risin' fears. "And Sarah, darlin', let's sit and talk," I said softly, my voice steady from years' calm panicked patience. "And I can help you get clean. There's a program at the community center, free counseling." But she exploded like a Georgia thunderstorm. "And talk? You think talk fixes shit, you pathetic hag? You're the reason I'm like this, pushing me to be perfect, while Dad slaved away and dropped dead." And she lunged, grabbing my wrist with nails, digging in like claws, twisting till I yelped in pain. "Give me the money, bitch, or I'll make you regret it." And tears welled in my eyes as I handed over my wallet, sympathy flooding my soul for this girl who'd once drawn me pictures of rainbows. She snatched the bills, spat on the floor, and slammed out, leaving me collapsing into a chair and sobbing for the daughter addiction had stolen. And Tommy's visits were even more brutal, spiced with a rage that chilled my bones. And it, one chilly fall night, leaves crunching under tires like broken promises. He pounded on the door at midnight, high as the Atlanta skyline. "Open up, you old cow," he bellowed, his voice echoing through the quiet neighborhood where folks waved hello during daytime walks. And I let him in, hoping to calm him with hot cocoa like when he was little, but his face twisted ugly. "And I need your car keys, gotta make a run." When I refused, knowing he'd wreck it like his life, he grabbed my collar and shaking me like a rag doll. "You think you can control me, you nosy whore? Dad's dead because of your nagging working him to the grave." He slapped me hard, the crack echoing like a gunshot, my cheek burning as blood trickled from a cut. And then came the punch to my gut, doubling me over in agony, gasping for air on the living room floor. "Worthless piece of trash, give me the keys or I'll end you," he roared, kicking my side for good measure. And I tossed him over, wheezing through tears, sympathy mixing with terror for my boy, once my little protector, now a storm of addiction's fury. Neighbors might have heard, but in our southern way, they offered prayers at church instead of interference, leaving me to ice my bruises alone and praying for dawn's light. The drama escalated as the 2023 recession hit like a freight train, barreling through Georgia's economy, jobs vanishing faster than sweet tea on a hot day. Inflation soared, gas prices sky high, and Atlanta's hustle turned to desperation. Sarah lost her part-time gig at a Buckhead cafe, the tips drying up as folks tightened belts. And Tommy's construction work evaporated when sites shut down, leaving him scrambling. Their addictions didn't care about hard times. They demanded more, pushing him to sell everything. Sarah pawned her jewelry first, the necklace I'd given her for graduation, fetching pennies at a shady shop on Ponce de Leon. And in her car, that reliable Honda I'd co-signed for, sold for scrap to a dealer in East Point. "Mom, it's just temporary." And she'd lie over the phone, voice slurring, but sympathy gripped me as I imagined her walking miles in the heat. And blisters forming on feet, once dancing in ballet slippers. And Tommy fared worse, his debts peeling like unpaid bills. He sold his tools, the wrench set Robert passed down at a flea market in Marietta, haggling with strangers for chump change that vanished into veins. And their savings accounts, drained long ago, every dime gone to dealers lurking in shadowed alleys. And one One heart-wrenching call from Sarah. Mom, we're losing the apartment, eviction notice came. Help us. And I wired what I could. My own retirement fund dwindling, emotions churning like a pot boiling over, sympathy for their plight, and anger at their choices, hope they'd hit bottom and rise. And at bottom came crashing. Tommy, cornered by debts, got tangled in a bar fight at a dive in Little 5 Points. And high on whatever poison fueled his rage, he pulled a stolen pistol during a scuffle over money owed. Back off, you scum! He yelled, firing a shot that grazed a man's arm, blood spraying like a horror flick. And sirens wailed, cops swarming like bees on honeysuckle, cuffing him as he thrashed and cursed. And then the news blasted it. Atlanta man arrested for shooting in bar brawl. My phone rang at 2 a.m. the precinct. Mrs. Thompson, your son's in custody. I drove through pouring rain, tears blinding me, bailing him with my last savings. Seeing him in that cell, shackled and shaken, sympathy overwhelmed. Tommy, my baby, what have they done to you?
Sarah's fall was quieter, but no less devastating. Homeless now, she turned to begging on Peachtree Street, holding a cardboard sign, anything helps, God bless. Visualize her in ragged clothes, hair matted from sleeping under bridges, counting pennies for a McDonald's dollar menu meal. One freezing winter night, she called sobbing, Mom, I need a penny anything. I'm freezing. My heart shattered, my girl, once prom queen, reduced to this. I picked her up, wrapped her in blankets, fed her soup, sympathy pouring out. Come home, darling. Mama's got you. In that pit of despair, light broke through. Oozing my nurse network, I got him into Grady Memorial's rehab, state-funded, with counselors who understood recession's bite and addiction's chains. Group therapy sessions, tears flowing like the Chattahoochee River, where they faced demons. I visited daily, bringing peach cobbler baked with love, words of courage, your warriors, my loves, one step at a time, like climbing Stone Mountain. Tommy's trial brought drama prosecutors pushing hard time, but his clean tests and remorse swayed the judge. Probation, mandatory AA, community service at a soup kitchen, serving Atlanta's homeless. Sarah detoxed slow, her begging days ending as she embraced sobriety, joining women's groups at church, sharing testimonies. The reunion unfolded like a Southern revival, clean and humbled. They moved home. Tommy apprenticed at a garage, fixing engines with steady hands. Sarah trained as a medical assistant, shadowing me at Emory, her eyes lighting up helping patients. Evenings round the table, Sharon laughs over collards and cornbread, tears as they knelt. Mom, we were evil, forgive our sins. I'd hug 'em fierce, love covers all dears, we're family reborn. Now they live right, volunteering at shelters, speaking at NA meetings about addiction's traps and recession's toll. Our home buzzes with hope. Grandkids on the horizon, perhaps. My courage held, sympathy healed, proving a mother's love redeems the unredeemable. And that's my story, sweethearts. Pain's shadows yielding to hope's dawn. Remember, no storm lasts forever. With faith and kindness, we rise. God bless.